Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be consciously channeling Ascended Master Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters as they give us tips and guidance on how to fix a problem in 5th dimension. So we create problems in 3rd dimension, and we were always very good at fixing them in 3rd dimensions. And many of you might have noticed as you're going through your spiritual awakening, as you're expanding your consciousness, that the old way isn't working. We're still functioning in 3rd dimension and we're still creating problems around us in 3rd dimension, but when we go to fix it, we're having a lot of resistance. And the reason is that the universe is trying to train you how to fix the problem in 5th dimension instead of the old way. In 3rd dimension, we would use our egos, we would talk to the person to fix the problem, or we would come up with a solution and tell everyone, and now it seems to be backfiring. Every time we try to help, we're getting a lot of resistance or a lot of attacks. So as we create these problems, going into 5th dimension to transmute them and change them, it's like magic starts showing up. So I will give examples of how maybe things in my life, or he's showing me examples of people that are watching this channel, things that they're going through. So I will give a few examples about how we create something in 3D and then how to fix it in 5D. So there's no struggling or suffering with our reality. We want to have this come out as good as possible instead of all this resistance. So anything that we try to fix in 3rd dimension, there's always resistance because your ego's talking to other people's egos. You're only in an ego game, so you can only get an ego response. So we want to override that and fix things in 5th dimension. So we're creating these 3D problems, and the first thing that we need to do is take full responsibility that we created them. And you guys all know this because Saint Germain's talked about this before. So I take full responsibility that I created the problem instead of blaming somebody else or blaming myself for it. So the vibrational frequency of blame is not the same as taking responsibility. Taking responsibility just means that you've created this for your highest good, or it wouldn't be showing up in your reality. So if you create something that you perceive as good in your reality, and then you create something that you perceive as bad, they're both a gift. So the gift is, oh, okay, there's a reflection of myself that I haven't transmuted yet. So say that it's a boss and they're belittling you at work and they're putting you down. Going in and finding out how you're putting yourself down. How do you belittle yourself? How much do you criticize yourself? My boss or coworkers are always criticizing me. How am I criticizing myself? So there, you've already got through step 1. It's like, oh, okay, I've criticized myself this morning when my pants were too tight, and I criticized my weight, and then I went to work and it's showing up as a reflection from where I'm already vibrating at. Okay, I'm going to start to give myself that love. And anything that we create in our reality, it's our spirit goes and asks their spirit to help us to see where we're vibrating at. So it's like your spirit will go to your boss and ask your boss's spirit, listen, like, can you come and help me? Maybe, point me out and laugh at me in front of everybody today. And then I will see that I'm doing that to myself. So you guys already know this from my other videos. So the second thing to do is to fix the problem on a soul level. So how would we do this at work if we're not getting respect from coworkers and we're not getting respect from the boss? So the first step is to give that love to ourselves, and it'll begin to reflect back. But also you can do some spiritual alchemy and some remote viewing to drop thoughts into your coworkers' heads and into your boss's head. So you would, on your day off, maybe just take a few minutes and go into sort of a meditation kind of stance where you're doing some visualization. If you don't visualize, write it on a piece of paper or draw some pictures. but what you're doing is remote viewing. So you already know what your office looks like. So you're going to fly there in your head. You're going to visualize that your spirit is flying to the office, and you're going to go right into your boss's office. And then you're going to start dropping thoughts into your boss's head. So if your name is Melanie, you can start to drop the thought into your boss's head, into your co-worker's head, of positive affirmations about yourself. You're just going to drop it in as if you are them. So you just blend your energy into their energy field. Before you go there and do this, command that no one's allowed to attach any energies to you, like set some boundaries. Command that you don't attach any energies to them. You don't want to see or feel how anybody's feeling. You don't want to, see anybody's emotions or anything. The whole point of this is just to drop thoughts into their head, some positive affirmations about yourself as if you are them. So you're going to blend your energy into their auric field and drop thoughts right into their crown chakra. And you would say, Melanie is amazing. Melanie is our best worker here. Melanie deserves a raise. Our office couldn't run without Melanie. Melanie is perfect. I couldn't get a better employee than Melanie. I have to start giving Melanie more respect. I'm going to give Melanie a raise. I'm going to tell Melanie what a great job she's doing. So you're dropping the thought in as if you're already that person. So because you want their thoughts to be their thoughts. And if you're dropping it in as if you're standing outside themselves, like tell Melanie that she's a good person, it's going to get confused in their thoughts because you want it to sound like their thoughts. So Melanie is an excellent worker. So these thoughts are just going to get dropped into their head. And if you're having issues with coworkers, you can do the same thing. You're just going to drop thoughts into their head. Like, I'd like to be friends with Melanie. I wish, Melanie liked me. Like whatever thoughts that you want to put in there. Melanie's awesome. Melanie's like so amazing. She's just the, best worker here and everybody loves her and I wish I was friends with her. Like drop in thoughts. Okay, so then you can also go around the room and write things on the wall. So this is all in your visualization. Melanie is the best worker, just in big letters across the wall. Like get a paintbrush and a jar of paint and paint it all over the place. Write it on the chalkboard over and over and over, like put a chalkboard on the wall. All this is visualization. You're putting your energy into that office as perfection, as someone that is great and that people see as great. So you're going to put the energy of an ascended master into that office, you being that ascended master. So it's like that same frequency that Jesus walks into a room with. So you're going to put that frequency in the room about yourself. Like every time I go into a room, all the thoughts that are vibrating in the air are about how amazing Melanie is, how awesome Melanie is. And you're just going to saturate the office with thoughts of greatness and respect and admiration of yourself. So you can try that little exercise. So it's like a little bit of spiritual alchemy, a little bit of remote viewing. And if you don't know what remote viewing is, just Google it. It has been used. It's sort of like channeling. It's just you're going and you're observing something. And when you're not right there. So you can fly somewhere and see what's happening. It's kind of like having like an intuitive ability. So you're checking things out, but we're adding something to it by dropping these vibrational frequencies of all these positive thoughts into the heads of your coworkers. And what happens is every time we have a thought, it just goes out to the universe. And so there's like billions of thoughts, trillions of thoughts just floating around the universe. And we just start to channel them in. So that's what you're doing, is you're just dropping them there. And if there's somebody that's sitting there on the computer and they're in a state of kind of like a trance state, when you drive to work and then you don't remember that you drove. It's like that kind of trance state. So it's like when people are sitting there daydreaming at work, that's when they're open to receiving messages from source energy. And you dropping thoughts is the source within you, the God within you is dropping the vibrational frequency of love for yourself into the room, into the everyone's crown chakra. And so then they'll start to have positive thoughts about you. Okay, so I'm going to name a few other ways that we can do this. If you are looking for a life partner, or some people call them soulmates, or just someone new to date, or a new friend, then the same thing. Okay, check inside. How am I not loving myself? What do I want in my life partner? So I've created the problem that I'm not loving myself enough, and therefore I'm not attracting something that I want to me, is what it is. So if you give that love to yourself, then you don't need anything outside of yourself. But you might still like to have a friend to play with, or have a life partner to live with, to, you know, just hang out with. So some people like to just have a life by themselves, and they give themselves that love, and they don't want a life partner with them. But some people chose to play with friends on planet Earth, and they want to create a life partner. So if you're one of those people and it just hasn't come to you yet, is that list of things that you're looking for in that life partner, and give that to yourself. So if you want them to you know, be kind, give kindness to yourself. If you want them to be doting, or then dote on yourself, make yourself dinner, and like a fancy dinner by yourself, like do something doting, like anything that you're looking for in that partner. I want a partner who respects me. Okay, I'll give respect to myself. Like, how can I start to respect myself more? So you're just gonna saturate yourself with the love that you're looking for in somebody else, and then the universe can start to match that. So the problem that was created is that I'm not attracting what I desire to me in a life partner. So you're going to start to give that to yourself. And then the second thing is to do the remote viewing. Fly out there, look through the universe, find your life partner that you're looking for. Even if you don't know where they are, the universe knows where they are, because everybody has more than one. There's not just one. There's a lot of vibrational matches for all of us on planet Earth. So depending on where you're vibrating at, that's who's matching you at this moment. So the more love you give to yourself, then you're going to match up with that love. So just visualize flying out, and you're going to start to pull their energy towards you. So it's the same thing. It's like the remote viewing, and then pulling their energy, like, I'm right here, come through the computer, pull their energy through the computer to you. Now remember to, again, set boundaries. When I go out doing this, I'm not going to attach my energies to anybody. I'm not going to allow them to attach any energies to me. When you're done doing your visualization, detach from them. Like, you set your boundaries. I command that I fully detach from that person's energy. I command that I fully detach from my boss's energy, or my coworkers. I command that they fully detach from me. I forgot to say that in the first part. So make sure that you're setting boundaries, and then when you're done your visualization, to fully detach. That way you don't feel anybody's emotions all day. So it's the same thing with this life partner. You're just going to go out, and you're just going to start dropping thoughts about you. Drop your Instagram account, or your YouTube page, or pull them to your website. You're just going to start pulling them in. So even if you don't know where they are in the universe, visualize flying out, and then you're just going to drop into the frequency that you're seeking. And you're just going to drop in, and you might see a figure of somebody that would be your life partner, or a vibrational match for you. So you'll be able to see them in your visualization, and just start calling them in. Like, call them in with your energy. Pull them through your computer, pull them to your street that you live on. Drop the thought of where you work in their head. Drop the thought of the gym that you go to. Drop the thought of the bar that you're going out to on Saturday night with your girlfriend. Start dropping all the information so it goes into their thoughts. And it's the same way as we did the first time. It's drop it in as if you are them. I'd love to go to that bar on Saturday night. Put the name of the bar in there. So if you do it a few times, that person that's going to be your life partner will say, oh, I really want to go to this bar. And they'll go to that bar because you dropped the thought in. So anything that you can think of to get them to come into your energy field, just drop that in. Okay, so then I'm going to tap in because he's showing me there's some people with maybe creating poverty. So the problem in third dimension is poverty. So he's showing me like people that are struggling with buying food right now. I can't afford good food, healthy food for my body because the prices are so high. And so I'm just asking him, okay, so what would one do if you create the problem in third dimension? So the problem is I don't have enough money to buy adequate groceries to give myself good health. And he's showing me that when you buy the groceries that you can afford, so he's showing me it's like sometimes it's processed food. And when you bring it home and you cook it, he says to channel the violet flame into that food and command that your higher self and Saint Germain evoke the violet flame of transmutation and transmute all the preservatives back to love. Okay, you're going to channel divine love. This is the same as like people who pray before they say grace before they eat. He's showing me it's like they say grace to put God into their food. So you're putting God into your food, and just command that while you're eating the food that it's going to have the nutritional stuff that you need nutritionally for your highest good for your body, because you're transmuting it with Saint Germain back to love. Anything that you have to eat, if you can't afford the food right now that you desire and you're eating more foods that are less expensive but they have preservatives in them, you're going to transmute that all back to love and then eat it. As you're channeling divine love into this food, like, so I'm seeing like craft dinner or like macaroni and cheese, like something that's, a cheaper meal. So he's showing me it's like channel the divine love and command that as you're eating it, with every bite that you're receiving all the nutrition that your body requires for your highest good, and channel divine love into it, that it will be the most delicious food that you've ever eaten in your life. And give it gratitude for giving you the energy, and just everything filled with gratitude. So there's no problem anymore. It's a gift. Okay. It's a gift that I'm experiencing this poverty so that I can see how I'm not valuing myself. Like, what's the reflection? So first give it gratitude, find out why did I create this poverty in my reality that I can't afford healthy food at this time. And then fully accept it. When you fully accept something, then you can change it. You have the power to change it. When you don't resist something, then you have the power to change it. When you don't judge something, then it can change. So all of these little things, it's like, okay, I'm going to channel divine love into my food. And when I eat it, it will be the best tasting thing I've ever tasted. And it's also going to be good and healthy for me, because he's showing me that people are eating it and they're really criticizing themselves. I'm mad at myself that I'm not eating healthy. I'm putting on weight. I'm mad at myself for not making enough money to eat. I'm mad at the government for taking so much taxes. I'm mad that I can't afford to feed my body what it needs right now. And instead of doing that, give yourself gratitude with every bite. I appreciate this food. I'm getting the nutritional value I need. Everything in this food is God, because I just channeled God into it. It's the universe source energy. And so as I'm eating, it's the vibrational frequency of it is divine. It's divine love, and it's delicious. And as you start to give it love and give your attention to gratitude, then your body's gonna start to see it as that. Your body's gonna start to see it as healthy, because the belief is it's not healthy. And when I eat, I'm telling myself I'm eating something not healthy, and my physical body says, oh, her belief is that we're not eating something healthy, so I better block a meridian and give her a symptom to show her that this is dangerous for us. So we want to tell the body that this isn't dangerous for us, that this is healthy for us, that this is a good vibrational, not a good vibrational frequency, but a vibrational frequency of divine love that I'm putting in my mouth right now. And then the body, so the physical body says, oh, she's telling me that the vibrational frequency that we're eating has all the nutritional value that we need. And that's really divine love that's coming into the body. I'll start to use that for my highest good then. So it's all these belief systems. So no resistance, fully accept something, and you have the power to change it. Okay, he's bringing in some more examples. I'm just going to get some water. So Saint Germain's showing me some more examples, and he's showing me there's ways that the universe will start to rearrange everything in our reality once we stop trying to fix it. So we're trying to fix it. He's showing me that some of you are noticing this. So you're expanded your consciousness and you're doing something the old way. For example, you're going and donating for this charity, and you're doing a fundraiser, and you're collecting everything to be in this donation. Maybe it's like an auction or something. And the old way, everything ran smooth. We would, buy the products to go in the auction. Everybody would show up and you would raise money for your charity. But in third dimension, there's always an ego reason why we created something. So why is this created? Did you want to feel important in the community? Was there an ego reason? Did you want everybody to see you as somebody that is very respected? And so I'm going to create this, and then they're going to see me as somebody who's very giving. If there's an ego reason, it's going to get shattered if you're awakening, because in third dimension, that would work because you've got to get your ego fed. So everything runs smoothly. In fifth dimension, if there's an ego reason, it gets shattered because the universe is trying to show you you have an ego attachment to why you created that charity. You're creating that charity because you want other people to think you're important. So we've got to shatter that. So nothing lines up. You can't get the products. Nobody's showing up. There was a storm that day. Everything just gets shattered. And you're like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Well, it's not working because the universe is trying to teach you that in fifth dimension, you don't need to look important, and so changing your reason of why you're doing things in 3D. Are you giving gifts to people so that they'll like you? Every time you give a gift, ask yourself, like, why am I giving that gift? Because if it is your awakening, and if that gift is so that person will like you, the universe will shatter it. Because it's saying to you, it's telling the universe you want to be in fifth dimension, so you're awakening. But you're doing a third dimension act with a third dimension reason for that act. It's to feed the ego. I'm going to give this gift and that person's going to love me, and then I'll know I'm loved. If that's the reason, then you're going to get rejected by that person. That person's not going to like the gift, or they're not going to say thank you for the gift. And then you're going to feel unloved. And you're going to say, well, why isn't this working? Because everything was going great, and I thought that person liked me, and now they don't like me. And I gave them a gift. I don't know why it's not working. So finding out why you're doing things in 3D, or why you're creating problems in 3D, because it always causes all this stress and all this suffering and all this rejection and everything. So really looking at, why did I create this in third dimension? What am I doing in third dimension? Creating a problem for myself, when if I had just given that love to myself instead of giving that gift to my friend, then I wouldn't need them to love me. And then when I do give them a gift, the intention's from fifth dimension. I'm giving them a gift out of empathy from my heart, out of kindness from my heart, for divine love, not so that they'll love me. I'm creating the charity to give from my heart, not to have people see me as important. So everything that we create in 3D, if you're awakening to 5D and there's a 3D reason, an ego reason why you created it, it's going to get shattered. Okay, so another thing that Saint Germain is showing me is that some people have created like a controlling living situation. So he's showing me it's like maybe a parent is controlling, or a spouse, or a child. It's just your living situation. You feel very trapped. And you see no way out. You don't know how the situation can change. And it's just like you're recreating this loop over and over and over. And a lot of people are too afraid to go and get help or go ask somebody. And so they just suffer quietly is what he's showing me. And so to start taking back some power with this is to begin to give that love to yourself, like that you're not receiving. So if you're being abused or being controlled, it's how much is my ego controlling me? How much am I not valuing myself? What if I started to put a value on myself, even though nobody around me is putting a value on me? So going in and working with your inner child, and that's going to start to shift some of the frequencies. But he showed me the frequency of fear of the person that's controlling you is the biggest block to the universe shifting you out of your situation. So it's like, if you can let go of fearing the fear. So the fear, like, what's the deepest fear? Are you fearing that they're going to physically hurt you, or are you fearing losing them? Do you have Stockholm syndrome, where you've started to empathize with your abuser, and so energetically it's creating this, he's showing me, like, Stockholm syndrome is like when the people begin to empathize with their abuser, they're feeling sorry for them, they want to see the good in everyone, and they want to help them, and it kind of energetically gives that person permission to keep the leash on, to keep you controlled. So just telling your inner child that's not our job to take care of them, to empathize with them. We don't have to be the one to save them, because he's showing me there's a lot of people that are in abusive relationships and they are wanting to save the person that's abusing them. So changing that belief, changing that story for yourself, Gabe. Move your inner child up to the year 2024 and visualize or write it down, or draw pictures, or whatever you need to do to get your inner child on board in the year 2024 of where it's not your job to take care of them or to fix them, and letting go of that fear is really working on, because the fear is empowering them to control you. They're enjoying, what he's showing me, it's like they're enjoying seeing you emotional, or they're enjoying triggering your emotions, or they're enjoying seeing you in fear of them. So if you stop fearing them, if you stop fearing the worst thing that can happen to you, energetically the universe has to shift it, whether they leave or the universe creates something that they, maybe get arrested for something else and get taken out and put in jail, or they get an illness, and so then they aren't able to abuse you anymore because they're too ill. Like, whatever it is, the universe can start to energetically shift it if you change the frequency within yourself. So I know it's difficult to stop fearing your fear and stop fearing somebody who's controlling you. But take your power back and shifting it from like, no, I'm not going to fear that anymore. I'm just not going to give that person that power anymore, will allow you to at least shift the energies a little bit so the situation can start to change, so that maybe you could get the power to leave, or the universe would start to move them out. So it will shift energies. I know that there's a lot of people that can't get out of the relationship because of the situation they're in, like either financially or just, they have children to take care of or whatever it is, but energetically starting to change it within yourself will allow the universe to come in and start to work in a fifth dimension way to move and shift things out of your reality, so there's no suffering and struggling. So let go of seeing yourself as a victim. Let go of seeing yourself as struggling or suffering. Take responsibility. I created this for my highest goods. Now I have the power to change it. How can I start? Where can I start? Okay, I'm going to go in and start to give that love to myself and stop fearing the fear, stop fearing them, and see what the universe does. And I know it's more difficult than, I know it's not a simple thing to do. It's going to take baby steps, but just even going in and just holding your inner child and giving her the love that she doesn't have or he doesn't have, start to tell them a new story to get the energy shifting. Okay, so another way that he's showing me that will create little problems in our reality, that we see them as problems, but there's little ways to fix them before they even happen, sort of thing. And the example he's showing me, it's like if you move into a neighborhood and you're really empathic and loving and kind and a light worker, and you want everybody in the neighborhood to like you, so you're going to go and be really nice to the neighbors and talk to them, be really friendly, and just show them like how awesome and nice you are, then it's you're leading with your empathic abilities. And if there's sociopaths and narcissists and psychopaths in your neighborhood and you're going around meeting the neighbors, they pick up on that right away, and then they know that you'd be easy to groom. And then all of a sudden you're like, why is this neighbor attacking me? Or why did that neighbor become my friend? And then all of a sudden, like, things start happening. He's stole our ladder out of our yard and said he didn't take it, but yet I see it in his garage and he's saying it's his. And like, how did this happen? How did I create this problem? And if you do the opposite when you first move into the neighborhood, or do the opposite now, the neighborhood you live in, is instead of you saying hello first, you wait. And so silence here is your biggest weapon, because as soon as you don't wave hello first, or say hi first, or approach somebody first, then they are going to energetically see you as being in your power and not automatically assume that you'd be easy to groom or easy to take advantage of, or that you're an empath and that they would like to take advantage of that, or start to use you in their game of narcissism or psychopath to start playing with your emotions. So not approaching people first, letting them say hi first. And once they say hi first, and then you say hi second, they don't see you as somebody that's vulnerable, that's easy to take advantage of. And it's something that's so small, he's showing me, but it will shift energy like you wouldn't believe. See, he's also showing me like money struggles. I know we talked about it earlier, but he's just showing me like the money struggles and poverty thinking, like going in and just really finding out, why did I create that? What is my deepest fear around it? Is it, am I afraid that I'm going to starve to death? Am I afraid that I'm going to go to prison if I don't pay my taxes? Like, what's your judgment on money? Look at your parents and what their judgments were on money, or your family, and really find out why you're creating something. And then it can transmute easy, and then you can start to attract more of where you're vibrating at once you don't judge it within yourself, once you don't fear it. So just getting on board with doing that. And you can do spiritual alchemy with money and remote viewing. You can, if you buy lottery tickets, you can visualize yourself flying to the lottery office where you pick up the winnings, and just fly right in there. Put your energy in the building to where you would pick up a lottery win. Or you could, your dream job, fly there to do remote viewing, fly to your dream job, and keep putting your energy in there. If you go to apply for a job and you have your resume just keep dropping your name into the person that interviewed you. Research the company that you want to work for and drop your name, drop your energy into the energy field in the office using your remote viewing and your spiritual alchemy. Drop it into the person that does the hiring, like find out who hires, who's the owner of this business, and start to just drop your energy there. And just once your energy is in the building, then they're going to tap into that and they're going to hire you. So those are the tips and guidance from Saint Germain when we create a problem in third dimension and changing it in fifth dimension. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.